Hi, friends, and welcome to Story Station. I'm so glad that you're here today. We have a very special book to share, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. But before we do that, we have a few things to do to get ready. We do a few things to get our bodies ready for our new book, and then we sing our special song. All right? Move this to the side. Okay, so first we want to make sure that we can see all of the cool images in there. So let's put on our looking eyes. Put two circles in front of you. Put them up to your eyes. Make sure they're focused so you can see. Great job. And now we want to make sure we can hear the story. So put two C's in front of you. Put on our listening ears. Lock them in place so they don't fall off. And now we have to turn up our voice box. Make a pinch in front of you. Bring it up to our voice box and turn it all the way up. Whoop. Nice. And now let's warm up our voice so we can sing our special song. Ready? Me, 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 me. Nice. All right. So now we sing our special parts of the book song. We start off with the titles on the front. Okay? The count of three. 1, 2, 3. The titles on the front. The titles on the front. Hi ho a biblio. The titles on the front. Very nice. The author writes the words. The author writes the words. The author writes the words. Hi ho a biblio. The author writes the words. The illustrator draws. The illustrator draws. The illustrator draws. Hi ho a biblio. The illustrator draws. Very good. And the spine binds the book. The spine binds the book. The spine binds the book. Hi ho a biblio. The spine binds the book. Awesome. And now it's time to read. Oh, now it's time to read. Hi ho a biblio. Now it's time to read. Good job. All right, friends. Now that we're all warmed up and we have our bodies ready to take in the new story, let's take a look at our cover. What do you notice? Yeah, looks like we have a character here. What do you think she's doing? She has this glove here, this mitt. She's looking up there for something. Yeah, it looks like she's playing a sport. Oh, look, there's a clue here. That's a baseball. You're right. Interesting. Let's find out what she does. The title is Players in Pigtails. Oh, I see her pigtails here. And it's by Shana Corey, illustrated by Rebecca Gibbon. And a special thanks to Scholastic for letting us share this story today. Ooh, one of my favorite snacks, Cracker Jacks. Players in Pigtails. All right, here we go. Katie Cassie wasn't good at being a girl. I wonder what that means. At least, not the kind of girl everyone thought she should be. Her clothing was crumpled, her knitting was knotted. Look at her trying to knit. Her dancing was a disaster. Is that what that means to be a good girl? I don't know. And no matter how hard she tried, her heart just wasn't in home ec, where she learned how to cook at school, that class. Does it look like it turned out so well there? But there was one thing Katie was good at: baseball. Katie could catch any ball with any mitt with her eyes closed. She could hit any ball with any bat with one hand behind her back. She preferred sliding to sewing, batting to baking, and home runs to homecoming. So she really loves baseball. Not what people expected from a girl. Her parents were not at all pleased. Why not piano or painting? They pleaded. What good is baseball to a girl? I wonder how Katie felt after that. But Katie wouldn't be swayed. She walked baseball. She talked baseball. She even dreamed baseball. You can see her pajamas here. Baseball themed, and she's looking at baseball cards there. She went to the ballpark every chance she got. She loved the hot dogs and peanuts. She loved the shouting and singing, but most of all, she loved watching the professional players play ball. Sometimes she even imagined she was one of them. She looks so happy there. Every spring, she showed up to Fairfield High team tryouts, and every spring she was turned away without even getting a try. Better stick to ballet, the boys said. What good is baseball to a girl? That's not very nice. But baseball was starting to change. America was at war, and more of the country's boys, including the professional baseball players, were going off to fight. The fields were almost empty, and the fans were getting frantic. Even President Roosevelt was worried. What was a country without a national pastime? So the boys who were playing professionally were all leaving. No one wanted to find out. Finally, Philip Wrigley, the owner of the Chicago clubs, had an idea. If women can work in factories and even join the army, he said, why can't they play ball? Outrageous, everyone said. Girls playing baseball? No one will pay to see girls play ball. But Mr. Wrigley didn't listen. He sent out 30 scouts to find players for his league, the first and only girls' professional baseball league. The scouts searched high and low, near and far, and to be perfectly frank, they were flabbergasted by what they found. So they were flabbergasted, surprised. What did you think they found? Do you think girls could play baseball? Let's see. All over the country, girls were playing ball, and they were playing just as good as boys. Here's someone in Washington, Texas, California, we know that place, Florida, Louisiana, and New York. So all over the country. One of them was Katie Cassie. Say, sister, said a scout when he saw her curveball, how'd you like to go to Chicago to try out for a real team? Would she? Katie didn't have to think twice. She went straight home and packed her bags, kissed her parents goodbye, and boarded the very next train. She must have been so excited. When she got to Wrigley Field, she broke into a grin. There were hundreds of girls. There were farm girls and city girls, tall girls and short girls, girls from far away and girls from down the block. But no matter what they looked like or where they came from, they all had one thing in common. They all loved baseball. Katie had never felt so at home, "Sign her up," said the coach from the Kenosha Comets when he saw her swing. The All-American Girls Professional Baseball League was on its way. Look at everyone there trying out. Everyone was curious about the strange happenings at Wrigley Field. "Unheard of," said one concerned citizen. "Girls don't like sports." Is that true? Obviously not. There's all those girls loving baseball. "It's certainly not ladylike," agreed another. "What good is baseball to a girl?" blared the newspaper headlines. League managers heard the talk and their stomachs started to twitch. They were probably getting nervous. They knew the girls were ready to play ball, but maybe the country wasn't quite ready for the girls. So there were not a lot of people who agreed with girls playing sports, or in this case, playing baseball. The managers decided to launch an emergency campaign to show the country just how ladylike baseball could be. First, they designed special uniforms for the girls to wear. "Dresses?" asked Katie, but she shrugged and put one on. After all, at least she was getting to play ball. That still seems unfair, I think. Then the managers signed the team up for charm school. "Pinkies out, girls. Posture," cried the teacher. "Think swans." Finally, it was time for the big test. The girls were graceful, they were elegant, they were perfectly charming, and they were ready to play ball. On opening day, 16 swan-like players emerged from each locker room and onto the field. But something wasn't right. Katie heard a giggling in the stands. It grew louder and louder. "Careful, you might break a nail, girls," someone shouted. "Players in pigtails?" roared the crowd. "Is this a ballpark or a ballroom?" Everyone laughed themselves silly until the crowd was pretty mean. Everyone laughed themselves silly until the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League started to play. And they played, by far, the best ball any of them had ever played. By the bottom of the ninth, the score was Rockford Peaches 9, Kenosha Comets 6. The bases were loaded, and Katie Cassie was at bat for the Comets. She stepped up to the plate and looked out at the stands. She's been waiting her whole life for this. The pitcher threw the ball, and Katie swung. Crack! The ball sailed up, up, up into the air. Katie took off running. How exciting! "It's a grand slam home run," shouted the announcer. The crowd went wild, and Katie cheered right along with them because for once no one was asking what good baseball was to a girl. They were all too busy talking about how good girls were for baseball. Nice. So clearly they could play ball just as good as the boys. All right, friends. I hope you enjoyed that story. I love talking about what we've read together because I know that makes us stronger, deeper thinkers. What was your favorite part of the story? Yeah, I really liked it when the girls got to play ball and they really got to show people how great they were at it. I hope you join me again next time for our next story. Bye.